Hello everyone, and today we'll create fully responsive Navbar. You're gonna find all code in a link in the description of the video. And also visit our site for more projects like this. Let's go! And first what I want to show is how Navbar will look when we do all the work. So as you can see, when we reduce the page size, menu is hiding, but you can open it by clicking on this button. Also, when we increase the page size again, pop-up menu also hiding. Maybe style is not the best, but I think that everyone needs their own styles, so there are no need to spend a lot of time doing this. So the first you need to do is to create empty folder. I call it Navbar. Then open VS Code and you need to open recently created folder. Then create new file called index.html. Now write basic structure of HTML file. So write doctype HTML, then add HTML tag, and you need add head and body tags. Then let's add some code to head. So write title of web page, I name it Navbar, then write some basic meta tags, which you copy from my notes. And that's all for now. Let's move on to the body, and I want to create div called Navbar and also want to divide it into two parts. So we'll create two more divs in Navbar. Let's just copy it and paste it. The first one will contain our logo, so I add image tag. I will leave the image link empty for now. And I also add class there called logo. Now let's move on to our second part of Navbar, and there I want to create links to site pages like home, login, and so on. So we'll create an anchor tag, and href will be empty for now. You can add it later when you finish all the pages. And I call this one home, and let's just copy it and paste it 5 times, 3, 4, 5. And now I want to rename it to add some life to our page, and so I call it our videos, projects, donate, and login. Okay, so now we're done with that, and let's open and see what do we have now. I use Slide Server to open my HTML files. If you don't have it, you just can go to extensions and write Slide Server and just install this one. Just push install button here. So now let's go and open our site. Wait a few seconds and you have it. As you can see, it's not styled and look very bad, so let's add style CSS file to our folder. Let's add reference to this file in our index.html. So write a link tag, and you need set relationship to style sheet, and hyperlink will be equal to style CSS. And now let's back and write some CSS to make our Navbar look much better. First, let's refer to the body and set margin to 0 to remove all initial margin. Then let's go to the Navbar and make it flags. So let's write display flags. And also set justify content to space between. It allows us to have a space between our logo and our button. Now refresh the page and see the result. Set a height to 10 VH. And I'll set padding 0 to 20 pixels. Refresh the page and you can see that we need to set align items to center. Also, I want to add background color to gray. Save it and see the changes. In any case, I want to mention that you can do all styling by yourself and it will not affect the final result of our project. Now let's add styling to our logo, but at first we need to add logo, so let's create a folder called photos and add in it all photos we need for our project. I already did it, so I can add a CRC in our image. So go down to write photos / logo png, and now it appeared on our side. But as you can see, it is a little bit better. So let's get back to our style CSS and write width 6vh. So now it's perfectly sized. So now we need to add some styles to our button. So go back to index.html and add a class to div called menu. Okay, now let's back to style CSS and let's reference to all anchor tag in class menu. So at first let's make our text not underlined. To do this we need to write text decoration to none. Also I want to add color, for example azure. And also let's add some padding like 0 to 2.5 each. Let's save it. Oh, it's too much, so maybe 1 each will be perfect. Yep, it's fine. And also let's add some font size. 2.2 each will be fine, I think. And I also want to repeat this one more time. Styling is no matter. You can do styling whatever you want. So now, as you can see, we done the main part of the job, but there is some problems with it. So if we compress it, we see that it looks bad, and we want that buttons are hiding when we compress it, so we need to do some more work. So let's back to our index.html file and add a new div in Navbar. In it we add image tag. src will be equal to photo /back hamburger menu png. So hamburger menu will appear when buttons hide, and that's how we make our Navbar responsive. So as you can see, hamburger menu is too big, so let's add some styling to it. Firstly, let's add class to div called hamburger menu. Now let's come back to style CSS and to write ham menu image and add to this width equal to 6vh. And now it's fine, but as you can see, hamburger menu visible when buttons are not yet hidden. To fix this, we need to add some media rules. So write media, then in brackets min width equal to 800.1 pixel. It's the minimal width of screen when hamburger menu will be invisible. Then we reference to hamburger menu and set it display to none. And now if we make our screen bigger than 800 pixels, it disappears. And now we want to make that when we push this hamburger menu, the responsive menu will appear. So let's go to our index.html and make a new div. It will be under a Navbar div and it will have class called responsive menu. And there I want to copy all the buttons we have in Navbar. So I copy and paste it. Now save. So as you can see, it looks bad, so we need to style it a little bit. So let's go to style CSS, and we want for text the same styling as for anchor tag in menu. So we place there a comma and write responsive menu anchor tag. And now our text is styled, but it has a azure color, so it's almost all visible on white background. To change this, let's reference to responsive menu and set background color to black and make it a little bit lighter. Now you can see the text, but to make responsive menu nicer, let's make it flexible. So write display flex and set flex direction to column. Also, let's add to responsive menu anchor tag some padding. So write padding 5 pixels to 10 pixels, maybe 15 pixels, and maybe 10 pixels. It's perfect. And also set border top style to solid. And it looks fine now. Maybe you want to center the text, so make responsive menu anchor tag display flags and also set justify content to center. So now it's fine, but we want to make this hamburger menu clickable. So we placed it in anchor tag and set attribute on click. We'll set it value later. Actually, we need to do one more thing in our style CSS. We have to add some more media rules. So just write media and in brackets, max width equal to 800 pixels. So when screen size less than 800 pixels, we have to reference to menu and display it none. Let's check if it works. And also we don't want to display responsive menu until we push the hamburger menu, so we also set its display to none. But we still have a bunch of problems which media rules can't fix, so we need to use JavaScript. And the first we need to do is when we push the hamburger menu, the responsive menu appears. To do this, let's add ID called responsive menu so we can reference to responsive menu. And now let's create a function called menu button. And in it we need to create two variables. First variable will be called resp menu, and it equal to document get element by ID, and our ID is responsive menu. And the second variable, it's image, and it's also equal to document get by ID. But we haven't this ID actually yet, so let's write it in image hamburger menu, and it will be equal to menu icon. So our ID will be menu icon. So now when we have all variables, let's add some if statement. At first, we will check if resp menu style display equal to block. So if it's true, so we want to resp menu hide, and that's why we need to write resp menu style display equal to none. Also, when responsive menu is visible, we see the cross instead of hamburger menu, and when the responsive menu is hiding, we want to see hamburger menu again. So just set image src equal to photos and hamburger menu. Okay, and if responsive menu is not currently displayed on the page, so we want to show it when we click the hamburger menu. So we just copy this and change resp menu style display to block, and also image src to photos cross mark png. Now we set value to onClick attribute in anchor tag, and that's how we can call the function menu button. So just write menu button and brackets. It seems to work well, but this is not out. If we hit hamburger menu, so we see a responsive menu, and if we try to increase the size of the page, the main menu shows, but responsive menu doesn't hide. And that's why we need to add some more code to our JavaScript. First, I want to create a variable called state and make it equal to 0. And then when we hide resp menu, we make it equal to 0, and if we show it, we make it equal to 1. So to fix our problem, we need to add JavaScript method called window add-event listener. And in it we need to add event and also function. So our event will be initialized and function will create now. In this function we need to create two variables. First variable will be called screen width, and it equal to window inner width, or it can be equal to document element client width. Why there are two properties? First is supported in most modern browsers, and if it's not available, so the document element client width get us screen width. And also we had to add variable called resp menu. It's the same as in menu button, so I just copy it.
So now let's add some if statement. If screen width more than 800, we will set rest menu style display to none. And then let's add else if, and if screen width less than 800 and also state equal to 0, so it means that responsive menu invisible at the moment, so it have to stay invisible until we push the hamburger menu button. So we also set rest menu display to none. And in the rest of the cases, we have to set rest menu style display to block. Okay, and that's all. We did it. Let's check if it works properly. So hamburger menu button and cross button is working, and now if we increase the size of the page, we can see that rest menu is hiding when the screen width more than 800, and exactly what we need. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to not miss the new videos. Also, you can find the code at the link in the description. So take care about yourself and see you in the next video.